Friday, Thomas.
Happy Friday. We've made it finally.
Am I the first person to tell you Happy Friday?
You are actually. Yes.
Sweet.
Oh, no. Where did I
No.
go? Oh,
Are you back?
I'm back. Episode 34. Holy cow.
That's a lot. That's a lot of episodes.
That is. And we skipped a couple of them where we took some time off, but that's wild.
One episode was a lot. Remember in the first one, you remember how nervous I was?
Well, to be fair, we were both really nervous.
Yes, I still am. Oh my goodness. It is good to be with you at a wonderful time for the weekend to put it right at the end of the week like this. So we get a break before the next one. Whoever thought this up, they did, impeccable job. I highly approve. But,
I want to know who created the schedule. Who said we are going to work 5 days and we're going to have 2 off, and why why the rest of the jurors didn't say no, we're going to work 4 and have 3 off, so we have balance. How did it come to play? I don't know the history of the work week. I think about it all the time.
I don't, but the guy who decided to work 4 10s instead of 5 8s, I like him.
Yeah,
long weekends are great. And if you ever work in the military or like in the government sector, sometimes they do things like called a 5-4-9. So you have like a long week and a short week where you get an extra day off, 1 day off every 2 weeks, and it's every 2 weeks you get like Friday off or Monday off or something like that.
Right.
That was really fun. I really enjoyed that. And then the 59-minute rule as well, which you'll have to ask a government worker to explain that part to you. But you get to leave 59 minutes early and still bill the government for the full hour.
Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of law enforcement agencies, including ours here in town, they do the 4 10s and then 3 off, and then it flip-flops and rotates, and they just love it. My only issue for myself personally, I would be too concerned that how comfortable I would get with 3 days off and then be like, oh my gosh, I just got so used to being off. Now I have to go back to work. That's my biggest fear.
Jim Bob says, sounds like the hours are made by the boss and not the worker. The boss really does set the rules, right? He's like, okay, these are the terms by which you will be working. So if you would like to continue employment here, sign the dotted line and we'll see you on time.
Dang, money rules the world.
Yeah. What was your first job?
Like real job where I had a W-2.
Well, yeah, like a paycheck, something, where you actually got a pay stub or
company
check.
So I worked at the front desk at 24 Hour Fitness.
As a model, right? You were
definitely not.
And this is what you could become if you come here. You just had to strut back and forth and people just flocked in and signed up.
No, I was a young whippersnapper. I was about as built as a toothpick or so. But no, all I did was scan people in, just make sure, oh, welcome, have a good day, boop, 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 boop. Oh, happy birthday, because it'd pop up on our screen. And then
like,
on the way
remembered. You're like, yep.
Yeah.
Again.
Right. It's a big screen going.
Did you sing for them?
No, definitely not. No, our show was definitely less impressive than what you put on. So that wasn't the case. But, sell protein bars and supplements. And so I'll never forget, when you work at a 24-hour fitness, you have your usual staff, quote unquote. Then you have, at least our place, you have 3 designated graveyard shift employees. Well, all of them were sick. And I volunteered to my manager. I said, I'll go ahead and stick around for the graveyard tonight. I've got nothing going tomorrow. I'll do it. And he went, oh man, Savior, that's all. Thank you so much. The worst thing I've ever done in my life. I had to set my phone alarm for like every 15 minutes. I laid down behind the counter on a yoga mat and a hoodie as a pillow. And I fell asleep like every 15 minutes and the alarm would go off and I would just check the cameras because it was a 2-story gym and see if customers had just walked on in or not. And I fought that the whole entire night. And then I, sure enough, had a guy come in with a stolen membership. You could tell he was a transient. He was packed up with a whole bunch of stuff and came in. I had to, there I am by myself. I was, I don't know, 16, I think. And I'm like, this is illegal and I need you to leave, but please don't attack me or do anything to me.
I'm gonna go back to bed, but I need
Yeah.
even don't come back.
Because if you're going to get hostile, just go ahead and go work out. I don't really care, but I'm supposed to tell you to leave. So yeah, that was terrible. But so that was my first job. What about you? What was yours?
I worked in a greenhouse, potting plants, growing like mostly poinsettias. It was like we had a lot of chrysanthemums. We had a lot of these ornamental peppers that I think were the like great grandfather of the Carolina Reaper, because you just touch the plant, doesn't matter the pepper, whatever. You touch the plant and then like you wipe sweat from your forehead and it just like sizzles down. Then it gets to your eye and then it's like lava. But yes, I see everyone saying Rob's shouting out. I know. I feel bad. I've got just. It's amazing. I love that Rob has been amazing to us this week. He's just a great guy. I can't say enough good about him. And here I am. I'm skipping his show to do my own.
And for those that are here, again, thank you for being here so much. Tonight is going to be a little bit shorter. That my wife and I have to get the kiddos out to go haunted house touring and whatnot. So for those of you who are here but want to get back to Rob, fear no more. You'll get back there sooner or later. But Ivan's first job was cutting greens at a country club where we lived on, frying fish on Fridays at the same place. I love it. Ivan, as you know, I was a golfer and worked in it, and the cutting green, that's not an easy job. It's early hours. And then when there's tournaments, it's even earlier hours and they're longer hours. So hats off to you, because those guys put in the work big time.
I did work at a fast food joint.
How was that?
It sucked. But I was working with my friends. The work was crap. Okay. The grease traps, it literally, it was McDonald's. Okay. You can't get much lower on the entry level. I'm pretty sure they have like a special minimum wage that's below all the other minimum wages, whatever. Yeah. That's what I earned. Okay. Which, it's like you get a paycheck, government takes, I don't know, a third, and you're left with like $40. Mm-hmm. You're like, I worked all week for this. Okay. it was terrible. It was just, everything was greasy. Okay. The floor was greasy. Yeah. We'd like mop, we'd clean, we'd do all the, we could check the checklist, and it was, it would pass the inspection, but it was never really clean, I don't think.
No, I had friends growing up when I had my fitness job. That's the job they did at McDonald's, and the stories and how gross. Nothing bad about tampering with food, but like, yeah, how disgusting it is, and how everything you own smells like it in your closet, because you just can't get rid of it. Yeah. It's so bad. But speaking of fast food,
yes,
people love it. Absolutely love it. Like they would lay their life down for it, or they hate it. Chick-fil-A.
Yes. I'm in the first category.
You love it.
I do. And they make, they make good salads. You can actually feel good about getting it. And
especially when you just top it with like
24, and you order the good stuff.
Or you get the salad and you just top it with like 24 chicken nuggets.
Mm-hmm. And then you take like the big bottle, not like the kind you get at the store, not the little packets, but you get the big bottle of Chick-fil-A sauce and you just drown it. It should be like soup consistency. That's how much Chick-fil-A sauce is the appropriate amount for anything. But yes,
do you have one of those commercial grade bottles in your pantry right now from Chick-fil-A?
I put it in my fridge because I like it cold.
Fair enough. We have some too. Absolutely. Did you know they just put out a website that contains a digital recipe book? Yes. So there's a theory behind it. There he goes. He's gone.
So they recipe everything you make. I mean, I could care less about the salads, quite frankly, but
I don't think they. Let me see. I've got it pulled up. I don't think they have sweet. Oh, they do. Chick-fil-A chicken salad. There we go. The one with 4,890 chicken nuggets on top of 2 ounces of lettuce. No, but so it's called extra helpings. The vast majority are discontinued recipes and things they sell. Now there's 2 ploys to this. One of which they're trying to raise money to reduce food waste, because there's a massive amount of food waste in the United States. And I forget what their mission statement said, but it was like $25 million. I don't know what it was, something crazy that they want to try to reduce in a year.
Yeah.
The other caveat that I know, because they're smart, every single recipe that you pull up and look at and make, it obviously contains Chick-fil-A ingredients. So, like, for instance, I'm going to click one right now. Breakfast, click fruit smoothie. Ingredient number one Chick-fil-A Greek yogurt parfait with granola. So they're expanding. You have to go.
tricked me. You tricked me. I thought I could make my own Chick-fil-A at home.
They tricked
That's
us
what I
all.
thought. Oh man,
That's what I thought it was too. So let me.
these are just 1,001 ways you can use the Chick-fil-A menu to make a creative dinner.
So
Identical to what you
chicken
would get
and
at
egg.
Chick-fil-A. You basically buy it, take it home, take it apart, reassemble it, and then say you did it yourself.
Right. So here's another one: chicken and egg. There's 26 total recipes on the whole thing. Chicken and egg breakfast casserole. Right. So it's got ketchup. It's got some canola oil. It's got some brown sugar. It's got 3 large eggs. But then it has 4 Chick-fil-A buttered biscuits, 1 large order of Chick-fil-A hash browns, 30 Chick-fil-A nuggets. So yes, you can make it at home, but you could have made a lot of this at home without the recipes. I mean, I kind of get it, but it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Here's these recipes. Go and get it. But it just includes all of our ingredients from the store you got to come get. And then you got to go to the grocery store to get the other items. And then
I feel like I was led down a path, and then there was a bait and switch at the end. I was expecting to have the nugget recipe, like the KFC recipe that's kept in like the locked vault and everything.
Especially because they advertise like recipes that are no longer available. So I'm with you. I didn't put this story on the menu to bait and switch you. I read it and was bait and switched, and it was so sad when I opened it up and started reading, because I love to cook. I'm the cook in the house, and I really enjoy doing it. And so I went, oh, this is gonna be great. The girls love it. I can't wait to make Chick-fil-A at home. I went, oh, I just go buy Chick-fil-A and then reheat it with some other stuff at home. That's it. That's it.
Oh man, but I'm a fan though. If somebody wants to make me some Chick-fil-A at home and say it's their own creation, I'd eat it still. That's good.
I guess what's cool, you could do some of them and not tell your neighbors. And when you have them over for a little gathering and they go, oh, that's amazing. They don't know it's 90% already made Chick-fil-A ingredients, but it just, I don't know sad, but I think I'm going to try it still, to be honest, because I know a lot of the proceeds that are coming from some of the sales, but I don't know how that works. How do they know that you're buying it to take home to I don't know. But anyways, I'm going to try it to see if I can make it taste good at home.
I'll say this. The only part I don't like about Chick-fil-A is paying for it.
It's so expensive for fast food.
Well, especially in the quantities that I buy it in. that makes it worse.
Well, when you have that many kids, yeah, in that family.
Yeah, it's what you do. If you end up, you line up first. You go to the bank, you hit the ATM, you line up at the quick loan place, you hit that, and then you pull them into Chick-fil-A, and then you order the dinner, and then you go back out to the ATM and you go back to Chick-fil-A and pay them the rest you owe them, and it's all good. But yeah, paying the bill is a thing, and there's actually a story about this. There's a man who likes to go out to eat. I'm not going to say it's Chick-fil-A, but it could be a Chick-fil-A. Likes to go out to eat, and he found a solution for the big bill moment. You know how you solve the big bill, and it doesn't involve not getting the food.
Like you just dine and dash, right?
Yeah, he'd dine and die. Is what he came up with. He'd go to the restaurant. When it was time to pay the bill, he'd pull this and he'd fake a heart attack in the restaurant. And it's like, oh no, how sad, the guy. And obviously this happened, I think this was overseas. And so he'd get loaded up, the free healthcare, the ambulance comes, loads him up, takes him to the hospital. And, he's just like barely hanging on to life. And he's like, oh, I recovered miraculously as soon as I got out of the restaurant, feeling much better. Thanks guys. I'm going home. And no bill.
How many times did this guy do this?
20
times.
20 times he goes and gets away with this. Karma is going to catch up to him. Okay. Because realize he got caught. A restaurant owner caught him, had the picture. They They nailed him to the wall. He tried to make another excuse and run. I'll run to get my bill or whatever, or run to get my wallet upstairs in the hotel or something. And they're like, nope, not going to let it happen. Anyway, they caught him, but karma's going to catch up, and there's going to be a restaurant guy who's like, yeah, he's here. We're keeping an eye on him. He's going to be sitting there eating his meal, and he's going to feel like some pain in his chest, right?
Yeah.
He's going to be like, oh, what's that? Oh, man, I'm having
Wasting the food.
And the restaurant, like, yeah, we've seen this. Just watch. Just watch. He's fine. Nope, nobody help him. Nobody help. Just leave him right where he is. And he's going to expire because he's cried wolf so many times in a restaurant that they won't believe him again. And it's sad. It might be days later.
Yeah, they're going to clean the kitchen. They're going to mop around him, just leaving him in his place, and then lock the doors and leave. And
like we'll talk to him tomorrow. It's sad. It's tragic. It's sad. You think that would never happen. It could.
Right.
It could. It could because it did. It did happen, not to him, but to somebody else, right? There's a story out of, guess what? North Carolina, my hometown, just down the road from me. There was a lawn care company that showed up at a house to do what lawn care companies do, which is care for the lawn. And they made it look great. And they even mowed around the very realistic Halloween props that were prop that was in the yard. This particular yard had a Halloween prop of looked like a dead guy laying in the yard, and they trimmed up nice around there. Everything made it look really good. The next day, someone else goes by and says, "I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure nobody even lives in that house, and that's not a Halloween prop."
Oh no!
It was a gentleman who had expired there in the yard. And the lawn guy just trimmed right up around him. He's basically in his undies. Okay, he's in his underwear. He's almost buck naked, laying there in the lawn. And the guy's just like, first he mows around, then the weed eats right up in the edges, around the arms, around the head, around the legs, and leaves and thinks everything's fine with this and this is normal. I'm like, who?
Oh my god!
Would do something like that?
That's
only North Carolina.
How do you? There's no, okay. So we decorate heavily. You know what's real and what's this is dark, but this is true.
We don't decorate at all. So you're gonna have to carry this side of the story.
So we decorate over the top. We get heavy. It takes us like 4 days to hang all our stuff and move it around and put it up. Actually, we've been working out for like a week and a half. We're almost done, and we get some really cool stuff. But and I do yard work. You know, if that's a real, it's a vacant home. Like, do you not just kind of like kick the lawn ornament to just double check to make sure? I don't. That's crazy to me. I don't know how you don't. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the lawn care guy says, I just thought it was a Halloween ornament.
That's Alyssa says,
pretty real. I'm like, oh, boo, ha, you got me.
Alyssa says, I despise Halloween. You're gonna hate me for this one then, because we're gonna dive into our over under.
Oh, okay.
And I'm heading right into my underrated, which Scott, you and I won't see eye to eye on this one either. But 'tis the season because of what we've been doing. The underrated is decorating for holidays. Whatever holidays that you like. Not every holiday, just the holidays you like.
So, chat, I'm looking for a new podcast partner. If you guys,
oh God, why?
Oh man,
it's a pain. It's a lot of work. I get it, but this whole week the weather's been decent here. We've decorated. We do every year, but we've put everything up. We've got it out. The people walking their dogs, they come and they stop and they look at it. My office window is right here, so I see people driving. People stop in front of the house and they look, some take pictures. It's just people enjoy it. They like it. And I've learned to think, hey, we're decorating for us because we enjoy it, but it's so cool. People get enjoyment out of it. So I think it's just underrated to not just go deck out the house for the holidays, whatever holiday it is. It's so much fun. But
I'm going to take your word for it.
I figured the second I picked this, I went, "This is gonna
So
be great." Scott's gonna say, "Get out."
the decorating for holidays is underrated.
It's underrated. You should give it a shot one year. That or just adopt a cat. One of the two. You'll be good to go.
I have a cat on my front porch right now, right this very moment.
Oh, I got to send you the link to that litter box I got. Hang on. Sorry,
We,
listening.
we may have come to an agreement with Mrs. R.A. Jen and I may be seeing swollen eye to swollen eye as we're all itchy and scratchy, and allergies are killing us from this cat. But if we can have a 100% outdoor cat.
No. He's waiting to come in.
Oh, I know, but you know how the boss makes the hours at work? I make the rules in the house, or well, I like to think so. Mrs. R.A. makes the rules in the house, and I enforce them. So we might have a solution. We might have one that's tenable, but I don't know. It's still up in the air. It's still up in the air. The problem is we've got. I'm mildly allergic. My wife is mediocrely. Is that a word? Mediocrely.
Well, it's probably been clipped, so it's a word now somewhere.
And I've got a son who, it's like bring out the needle, stab him in the leg, 2 or 3 hits, it's that bad. So it's not something we can really mess around and play with. And my kids have worn every scrap of clothing they own in the last 2 days because every time they touch the cat, they have to change its shower.
Makes sense.
And so laundry is like piling up. All of it has cat hair on it. It's not going well. It's not going well.
And you've had the cat for 4 days.
No, we haven't had it at all yet. I mean, it's been here 2 or 3 days, but
on your welcome, Matt.
it was out in there in the yard this evening. My kids were showing me how they could jump higher than the other person, jump over the other person on the trampoline, which never ends well. Just for the record, that's not something you should do on a trampoline. No. So far, it's worked for them, which means they're going to continue doing it until somebody gets hurt. Right. But I was out there, and the cats just like they materialize out of nowhere. Right? They don't come running from far. They're just like they're not here, and then they are. And the cat was suddenly it was here, and it like looked, and it was like okay, boy, girl, R.A. And it like just came up and it's like meow, and it just came up and it just did it's like weaving figure 8s between my feet, just like leaning, and I'm like, why me? Why? I don't know. Maybe because I feed it.
It's going feed me.
Anyway, the cats. So anyway, I'm gonna say for my overrated, I'm gonna go backwards. I still am not sold on this pet ownership thing. The cat is overrated right now. I will tell you, I love watching my kids interact with it. I love seeing how much they care for it and just enjoy being with a pet. And I'm a bad dad because they haven't had that opportunity. So I love that. But I think that as I try to envision the full scope of ownership for the cat, I'm thinking it's still overrated. I'm just not quite there.
Well, that's completely fair. You have risk reward with it, right? You get the enjoyment of watching the playful times, but then you've got the allergies involved, especially allergies for the younger ones. Those are definitely more scary, more serious. And so I get it. It's overrated and you're situated because of our house. Yeah. I'm not going to give a tour of our farm, but it makes sense.
So what's your underrated? Or you did under already. What's your overrated?
My overrated is not adopting pets. That's fun. No.
Now you're just rubbing salt in the wound.
No. So to be honest, I couldn't think of it earlier. I 100% got it. Overrated. It ties into my underrated. Is the price of holiday decorations.
I have a solution for that.
No, don't decorate.
Help you out. This is a good thing. It's like a match made in heaven. They're crazy.
It's bonkers.
Right now, everyone, I think my store just barely took down the Christmas So we've already sold all the Halloween. They took down the Christmas. Now they're decorating for Easter. The stores are already like 6 months in advance, right?
100%.
So
It's
you're buying
insane.
off season.
Yeah, I had to go to the store 3 days ago to get some more little orange lights to replace in a sign that we made. And I walked in there and there was nothing but all Christmas stuff. I got the last little box of orange lights, like the teeny little ones that are made in China that cost about $1. And they were like $20 for this little box of these lights. And I couldn't believe it. And they've obviously the things have gone up and up and up. Ivan, overrated.
Cold. Getting cold this time of year, Ivan.
Yeah.
You might want to start listening to the wife.
Hashtag Airbnb. But
I'm being outed. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Julie I loves cooking at Christmas. We don't buy it. 100%. Yeah, calling them out. Yeah, overrated is the decorations or the pricing for the decorations. It is insane, and this year was even worse. I even bought some of the cheaper ones that we don't really like, and they were just as expensive as the nicer ones last year. It's so dumb. And half of them are already broken, just putting them up. So everyone's calling you out. You're done.
Oh man, you guys are brutal. I like the idea of decorating. I really do. And I like seeing decorated houses.
My dad's in the same boat.
The step in between the two that I struggle with.
Oh, I love it. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. I get it. My dad, he's, I don't mean to be cynical here, but when my mom ended up passing away, that was one thing he was like, not another Christmas light gets hung in this house again. Hallelujah. It was a long time later, right? We had to console.
Like, all right,
but that was one thing because he hated it. Christmas lights, and we just did like the trim of the house, no peaks or valleys or any inflatables in the yards, like people, nothing like that. But boy, did I know when it was Christmas time because my dad was grumpy.
If my kids had their way, we would have a zoo in the backyard and the Griswold's Christmas display in the front.
That would be.
I already feel sort of like we had a zoo. We had a lizard in the house today. We had it was a little skink, it was a little tiny baby skink, and they panicked and like, there's a lizard in the house. It's not like it's like an alligator. An alligator is a big lizard, right?
Well, kind of.
Like, yeah, it looks a little bit smaller than a little like a red worm, a little red wriggler. If anyone goes fishing or something like it, it was tiny. It was tiny.
Like a night crawler?
Smaller, much smaller. A night crawler would probably eat this lizard. It was tiny. But
okay.
We're halfway to the zoo, and I guess now I need to just buy in and get some decorations for the front yard. But
sounds like it.
My underrated, and this goes back to me being a nerd. But my underrated, I got a new computer this week.
Okay.
And you never know what you don't have until you get it. Is that a saying? It is now. You never know what you don't have until you get it. This computer is amazing at what it can do.
Really?
And the funniest thing about it is the part that I like the most is how fast the Wi-Fi is on this computer. I've had to, because I'm filming that other case on the other channel, and I have to upload like 70, 80 gigabytes of files every day.
Holy cow, yeah.
It's like 6 minutes. 6
wow.
minutes. And I've got a 2 gig connection, which is, I think, the fastest residential connection they'll give me, unless I like pay tons of money and have a corporate connection or something.
Right.
But it's like zoop, it's there. And then it takes 22 hours on YouTube to process.
Of course, because YouTube's like,
I'm no longer the weak link.
Right.
So I'm going to say underrated is fiber internet and modern technology.
That's fair.
At this point in my life, honestly, it's not just because I do YouTube. This was a major consideration before, but at this point in my life, I will not buy another house unless I have fiber speed internet available to me.
You know what? I will 100% agree with you on that because, well, you've seen behind the scenes pictures of my setup that I stare at, right? And everything that's so.
It's beautiful, you guys. It is beautiful. You're used to like this hodgepodge of cables and buttons and I can hit the button. That's sorry. And just stuff all over the place. And I mean, there's just like cables everywhere. Thomas looks like an interior designer,
no.
married a tech professional, and they had a kid. and this is it. This is what you see. It looks so good. It's pro. It's amazing. But
No, yours is good too. I'm real lucky with the setup that I have and where it sits. So it's my job that I do. It's all remote. I literally could just pick up my laptop and go sit on the back patio on a beautiful day and work. But because of the setup I have now and all the technology, I'm spoiled. So I literally don't leave my seat all day because I've got stuff over here, up here, over here, and down here on all my screens. I'm like, I can't go anywhere. There's no way.
everything you need right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's awesome. So I'm 100% on board with your underrated technology and to boot and what comes with it. It's awesome. Be Kind says, can we see it? I tell you what, not
I'll tell you.
tonight.
I'll tell you, Thomas. If I saw you turn on the light in front of you, leave it back on. Leave it how it was. Whatever you just did, undo it right there. Leave that. Now take your hands and put them up like this. A little closer to your shoulders. There's like a big shadow of a guy behind you is on the wall.
Oh,
I mean, you're going to a haunted house tonight, so I think it was a little appropriate to call out. It's like there's someone behind you.
that's it. Oh, Be Kind. I would like to. I got to figure out how because my current camera that I have is plugged in there and the wire's not long enough for me to back far enough up, but I'll find a way to do it. Even if I take a quick video, share it with RA, and then he can show it at some point in time. We can put it on thumbnail. I don't know. I'll figure it out, but I'll definitely show
I'll
it.
cry through the whole video because I'm A, jealous, and B, I know that I will never have anything close to as neat and orderly as what he has.
Cable management.
Oh man, it's bad.
Oh, but anywho,
I wanted to end on a story about well, I don't know how to transition to it. I'm trying to think of everything we've talked about and if there's a smooth transition so Adam won't rib us on a rough
yeah,
transition.
Red Pen and Adam will get us. So we've touched on food, which is the staple of this channel and foundation, especially Friday nights. Food is always involved. We touched on food and recovery advocate. Oh, I missed it.
The bomb story.
Oh yeah, for
There we go.
another night. Adam's waiting. Not only have we touched on food, but then we touched on
It's got to be good.
conning people.
Okay.
Way of food by faking 20 heart attacks to get food. What about faking and winning 26 lawsuits?
How do you fake? You fake that you win, like you write like on a resume or something.
No, you actually win 26 lawsuits, but you're a fake lawyer. You're not faking a heart attack. You're faking your credentials.
Wasn't there a movie about this? The guy who I thought it was like an airline pilot or something, and then he, I think he's played like Leonardo DiCaprio or something. Plays the part. Is that the guy?
I don't know if that's a guy, but I have cat litter box advertisements that have popped over my story. Because I'm searching for it. No, a guy in Kenya. His name it's Brian. He faked being a lawyer, right? And he took on. Oh yeah, Catch Me If You Can. That's right. Good call, 6. So he took on 26 appellate trials. Won all 26 of them. Won them. He's not a real lawyer. The only way he got caught, the judges didn't recognize him. They didn't know him, but he just did his thing and he got away with it. He won. He was great. Adam did not like the segue. I think I'll go someplace. The only way it happened, there was an actual attorney named Brian with the same last name, which I can't pronounce, and I'm not going to
Attempt
butcher it here. Yeah.
You might as well let me try because I will mess it up for sure.
And then chat will just make sure you know how to. But the actual attorney couldn't log into his legal portal to access trials and cases that were coming. So he contacted the court officials saying, I've been blocked out. So this individual basically stole his identity, his name, got into the information and took on all the cases. And he won all 26 of them before he got caught.
This is what happens. This is what happens, folks, when you click on the email that says a prince in Kenya needs your help. and you click on that and they steal your identity and become you. And in this case, they became a lawyer. That's and won all your cases for you.
He won.
Sounds like he was like outsourcing. He's like, I'll just hire this dude off the street to be me.
I would love to see interviews with his clients of saying, hey, he won for you. When this news broke, what did you think? And now what happens to those people that he won? Do those all get washed away and they all get retried because he wasn't legit? And what if you lost to him?
Losing lawyer.
100%.
Some dude stole this other lawyer's identity and beat me in court without oh wow.
Yeah. There it is.
I mean, you're in court, okay? The place where you would show up for, if you get dragged to for getting caught for committing the crime, which you are doing in the presence of the judge.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And not just regular judges, appellate judges. These are the smartest of the judges. These are the judges.
Mm-hmm.
What a crazy,
yeah,
gutsy move.
Extremely gutsy. So I'm going to follow this one. I know we don't follow all the ones that we bring on the show, but I want to see there has to be aftermath. These trials have to be retried or not. I don't know what happened. I mean, it's insane.
I'm just thinking, who in their right mind, when they think of all the people I can scam, okay, I'm going to pick the guy who knows the legal system inside and out. And I'm going to steal his identity. I'm going to become him. This is just incredible. This guy has got to go far. I mean, it clearly must have just been for the ego of doing it.
Ven, great point. I think you should be given a license at this point, right?
I agree. If you can win 26 straight appellate court cases, that's either something's very wrong with the legal system in your area. There's some very bad judges that need to be replaced, or you almost need to attaboy and congratulations, maybe the key to the city.
100%. And that's the kicker. What you just said is 26 straight. He didn't take on 50 and he won 26 out of them. He won 1 through 26 before he got outed and got caught. Not a single loss. The man is undefeated and he's not an attorney. I think it's awesome.
I mean, that's in my mind, that's right up there equivalent to pretending to be a boxer and winning all your matches.
Yeah, right.
Skill that's needed to do that. I mean, you're going up against the best of the best, and the legal knowledge that's required. What can't this guy do?
I feel like there's people in your chat that could probably get away with it. I do. There's some smart.
Name any names?
No, because I don't want to hurt feelings if I don't name another name. So
right, we don't want to leave anyone out.
I can name I know they wouldn't win cases if they wouldn't try it, but I don't want to do that either because they get mad at me. I'm putting myself in that boat as well, for the record.
Man, Bug Duggar says crickets.
Yeah. No name, help me name.
Man, I know we've only been on for a little bit tonight. I know you have a family thing coming up, and if there's one thing I can stress is that family comes first. Thomas, we're gonna call an early night tonight. I want to thank everyone who's here, especially we've got a few people here that I recognize that came over from Lawn Lumber. Thank you so much. It's so good to have you with us, with the community. Ivan says I feel attacked. No, Ivan, no. Your name didn't even cross my mind. Very much. I
just pictured Judge Doro putting Ivan in timeout. That's what I just pictured.
Ivan, we love you. Thank you so much.
Oh no, Chris is mad. I just got here. Krista, I'm so sorry. This is 100% my fault. I got to take the girls haunted house jumping this evening. So we did a shorter one this evening, but thanks for tuning in. And if you want to join the rewatch crew in the morning, we have a dozen that do that.
I feel bad. I'm going to run and jump over to Rob's channel because I missed the part that he talked about me, and I had chat going and it was just all orange because everyone was saying recovery addict. And I'm like, I'm over here. I typed while we were live here. I typed, thanks all, I'm in the podcast right now, but that's it. I have no idea what he said. So I'm going to
get called out. Yeah.
So I'm excited. Thomas, I hope you and your family have a great time at the haunted house. I can't go to those anymore. They scare me to death. Anyway, sorry, just one.
No, it's fair. I hope we run into some beanstalks while we're out there, because it's kind of out in this field. And you know what beanstalks always say to jack-o'-lanterns?
What do beanstalks always say to jack-o'-lanterns, Thomas?
Happy Halloween.
And on that note, thank you very much, Thomas. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you again soon, my friend. And thank you so much. It's been awesome.
You too, Scott. Sounds great.
Everybody, be good to each other. We'll see you on Monday. Bye.
Everyone.